Oi, oi! I went live last night with Jamie Wren. We talked about the weekend's racing and we alluded to some potential bets. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I have bet, including my stakes, as I'm looking to do throughout the whole entire season. I'll quickly just do an updated profit and loss. I do this on Mondays with Ranting and Racing, but might as well chuck it in. There's no harm. We've had, 6 weeks worth of bets in here. Total stakes are 990 quid. We've had just under £900 back. Lost 91 quidish, 9% loss return on investment. Typically averaging somewhere about 150 quid a week. Obviously, like I say, 990 odd bets across 6 weeks, a little bit more than that. This week's probably going to be a little bit more. There is one bet that I'm yet to place. I'm going to talk a little bit about that, where I'm going to go in for prices. This is the first time really when I've done these videos where I haven't had the bet on, and I'm having to talk about potential ways I'm going to go in. So excuse me when I look down at my phone. Let's just get in, right? There's a few that I'll talk about. I'll just pull this one up first. Great Snow in the 332 at Wincanton, having first run for Harry Fry. She's bred to be a chaser. The thing with her is she didn't really hurdle very well, but what she achieved over hurdles, given the fact that she didn't hurdle very well, I think can be upgraded should she improve for her jumping. So there is a little bit of a risk with the whether she's going to improve for her jumping or not. She is bred to be a chaser. This is like an opportunity, I think, for Harry Fry to get in there and see what he's got with her. But I do think she's got more ability than she's shown. The favourite that's in there, which is a Paul Nicholls horse, beat her £5. Great Snow gets £4 from that horse, but the winner did it readily. But Great Snow didn't jump that well in the race. She does like to be prominent, and she's going to be challenged for the lead. So there's enough ups and downs around her. This wouldn't typically be a race where I'd be going looking to have a bet. It was on the GG Weekend Watch, an ITV race, but I found her as what I would class as a bet. So I've had £12.50 each way. 8 to 1's top price bet 365. That is still available. Recording this just before 2 o'clock on Friday. You can extend the places. There's 8 runners. You can get it out to 4 places, but it goes down to 6 to 1. You'll see in previous videos I like to extend the places. In this instance, I'm not. I've got a bit of a feeling that she's either going to win or pull up. But we'll see, and I am keen for when she goes over fences. So that's the first one done. The next ones of bets we've got on. Percussion in the Grand Sefton. Passed the inspection this morning. The race is going to go ahead. I think he's got a big weight pool. Well, not think. I know he's got a big weight pool with Geskill in the revised form from last year. He was third in the race last year. 4 places up for grabs in this each way bet. I can't see how he's out the frame. The fact that the course is now slow means that his stamina is going to come into play too. So I just think he's a knock-in each way bet. I'm pretty sure it's 4 places within that bet. The reason this looks different to my other snips is I got the old man to stick these on for me. Miller's Bank. Again, talked about it in the preview last night. Go watch the GG Weekend Watch as well, because I talk about it in more detail there too. But I think Miller's Bank's just the wrong price in this race. Long time since he's been hurdling. Does love Aintree. I think he's better than these other horses, full stop. I think the price is too big, so I've backed him. I was semi-tempted to have a little bit more on. I mean, I normally do £25, don't I? It's like 12.5 stakes each way, or £25 on the bonts. I was tempted to go for 50 on him. Then I was tempted to go back to 25. So the fact that I was mulling it over, I was like, I think he's a good price. So the fact that that makes him a bet, I went a little bit more. I don't really care. It's 12.50 and it's a small percentage of the total overlay. So I was in 2 minds basically with that one. So I know you'll see that I've had 37.50 on. I do fancy him strong. But yeah, use that whichever way you want. Normally it'd be £25 win. I've had a little bit more on, but I could have been erring towards having more on, and I could have been erring to having the 25 on. So the stake is where the stake is. Sam Brown in the Badger Beers. The ground has dried out a bit at Wincanton. And I think potentially it's supposed to be dry. It's good to, I think it's soft, good to soft in places. So it might end up good to soft, but I think it will ride a little bit slower. I touched on the fact that Froden, that 167 he put in last year, Lord of Cord made a mistake at the last, didn't he? I don't think he's got another 167 in him potentially. So I thought Sam Brown at the price was wrong. He was 4 lengths behind Brave Man's Game in a Charlie Hall chase last year. We know what Brave Man's Game went and did after that. I don't think Froden would have got within 4 lengths, and Sam Brown gets £6 from Froden here. The ground again, hopefully might make it a bit more testing for him. Sam Brown goes on anything. I just thought he was a good each way bet. Again, I'm not 100% sure. I need to double check. I'm pretty sure that's 4 places. Let me just check on phone here. Yeah, 4 places, 5th of the odds. They're all 4 places. Dibble Decker runs in the first race on ITV. Again, a race I looked at because it was GG Weekend Watch, but I think I found a bet in there. Raced with cheap pieces on twice and won both times at this trip. Then they stepped him up in trip. I don't think the form of that race is that bad for a horse that I don't think really stays. He's definitely quirky. He doesn't necessarily put it all in, but again, I think he's a knock-in each way. But I think he's definitely there or thereabouts, and I definitely think he can win. So they're the bets that are on, and I'm going to talk about the one that's not on yet, and that one will be Master Chewy. The reason I haven't gone in on Master Chewy yet is I'm a little bit tiny, weeny bit worried about the ground. So I will price up a market at maybe entry stage, and then declaration stage. I'll get a bit of an idea of the field and where my price point would probably be. So I know that Master Chewy will be an obvious selection for a lot of people. Typically in these handicap races, unless it's like a Giovinco where he's odds on, and again, like some people will say it's value, in those handicap type chases, an odds on shot in a handicap should be an absolute shoe-in. So Master Chewy wouldn't be all the way down to being short, but he's the type of horse, if conditions were in his favour, i.e. if the ground was a little bit drier, you could make a case that he probably would end up somewhere between 6-4 and 5-2. Now, that is a reasonably big gulf, but the reason why I say that is if the bookies opened him at 6-4, I think he would drift out to a 5-2, and if they open him at 5-2, I can imagine there'd be money for him and he'd come down. The caveat here is the ground is a little bit slower, which may cause a bit of an issue. William Hill, the only bookies that are priced up, just double checking on my phone now. Yeah, so we'll see what other bookies do. Now, should some other bookies put him in shorter, William Hill will probably just shorten. Should some bookies put him bigger, it may be that he gets back because he's a bigger price. But my price point on this horse was I expected to get 7-2 about him. Again, I am quite greedy when I find these ones that I want to have a bit of a bet on. So I probably would have thought 3-1's probably a price that we could get. And then I would have been like getting in the car, driving to a shop if I could have been getting 9-2 or 4-1 or bigger. I would have been definitely smashing because I know that would have been too big a price, regardless of the worry about the ground. So I'm waiting for the price basically. If I could have got 7-2 or bigger, I probably would have struck the bet already and just run the risk of the ground and trusted that the trainer would have pulled him if the ground got too bad, rather than letting him run. I don't want to do that when the price is this size, especially considering we don't get best odds guaranteed now the night before. I know we technically can with Corals, but they haven't priced up yet, have they? So I do want to bet Master Chewy, but I do want 7-2 before I'm going to go in. And then if I need to wait till nearer the time, it could be a case if the ground's real bad and the course is riding real bad, I might not want to bet him if he doesn't get out to that 7-2. However, if the ground gets a bit nicer, and I think it'll be fine with him, then that 7-2 that I want about him, I could reduce that. Like I could be looking at him at 3-1, 11-4, 5-2-ish. But on the exchange, I'm hoping to be a bit bigger, right? So for the purpose of this video, if I can get 3-1 or bigger around about starting time of Master Chewy, I definitely will have bet him. If I can get 7-2 or bigger beforehand now, I'm probably looking for 4-1. Then I will get 50 quid on him. That is the amount that I'm looking to have a bet on him here. He wouldn't be one that if he drifts massively, I'd want to have more on. Likewise, if he gets shorter, if 2-1's the best I can get about him, unfortunately, I'd have to just let him go. But he is a potential bet. I'll have to share that after because, you know, I'm getting this out in advance. I don't want to leave it till the day of the race to tell you what I'm doing with them, and you don't get the option to go on the other ones. So again, just being honest with it. But I will let you know. I'm sure you guys can trust me with showing slips. I will show you if I bet him. And obviously, if I don't bet him, I won't have anything to show, and you'll have to just trust me. But I can go through bet histories and all that sort of stuff to show you if you think I'm lying. Anywho, I think I've done more than enough to share what I'm betting this weekend. Good luck if you're having a go yourself. You'll see from the bets that I've struck, there's 112 50s worth there, another 25 there, so 137 50s on. If I do get to have a go on Master Chewy, it could be up to 187.50. Yeah, there's big racing coming up next weekend and in the next few weeks where this isn't to say there's anything like definitely going to happen, but it's early in the season, right? And I think I'm going to get stuck into a few as the season goes on. This would be typical punting for me this time of year. Like I'm having bets, not for the sake of betting, but I'm having bets as an interest more than really getting stuck into some stuff. So we haven't had any of them yet where I really want to get stuck into them. Master Chewy could have been one of them if he was a big enough price and the ground was a little bit better, but he's priced accordingly, and that's what happens, right? Value's in the eye of the beholder. So I'll stop waffling. Cheltenham next weekend, I'm hoping we can get some good bets in there. We've got Punchestown coming up as Fairyhouse. There's just loads of good racing. I'm sure there's going to be some bets coming up. So long game. You guys know that anyway. We've got some interest for the weekend. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything that you fancy. Make sure you like the video. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys again Monday for Ranting and Racing, where we will be talking all sorts, loads of stuff going on. I don't even need to mention it, but it's going to be a bit of a fiery one, I reckon. So be lucky. Enjoy your weekend.